We'll be live in just seconds. Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
Welcome to our show today. We're here in our home in the Tetons, and we have a really fun show for you today. And, if you read some of our captions, it's what do geese and baseball have in common with Marketplace Ministry? Well, we're going to answer that today, and it is going to be fun. So you notice that we started with this picture today. This is taken by a famous photographer here in the Tetons, Thomas Mangelson. He's known for his wildlife photography, just beautiful. And this is taken about this time of the year, typical to see these geese starting to fly in the traditional V formation.
We've seen a few.
Yeah, we've already seen a few out our window here.
Fine as hell.
And what we're going to be talking about in this series is leadership and teamwork, and how important that is for those called to Marketplace Ministry. So there's a couple of foundational scriptures here to get us started.
Well, in Corinthians it says, let no one seek his own, but each other's well-being. And also in Philippians it said, let each of you look out not only for his own interests, but also for the interests of others.
So keep that in mind as we begin to share about this. And, again, I want to show you this photograph, and we'll blow it up even more here in just a sec after we read this scripture here. For ever since the world was created, people have seen the earth and sky. Through everything God made, they can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power, and divine nature. So we're going to let nature kind of show us, reveal to us, part of God's divine nature.
And we're going to start with a team of geese.
So what do you see? Well, we do see the earth and the sky here, beautiful Teton mountain range. But we're going to focus on the geese because you can see there's one leading, but geese also work as a team.
That's right.
And, leadership and teamwork, the geese are going to show us that God's divine nature is one of leadership and teamwork. Think about it. When God created, he said, let us create. So God's always been a team player. And, of course, goes without saying that he's a leader, the creator of all. So why do geese fly in formation when they migrate? Well, when geese fly in formation, they travel faster than when they fly alone. About 70% faster. Now,
that's fast.
Incredible. Yeah. Wow. So Laurie's got some things to share about geese and how they work together. And
so we're going to just start talking about a team of geese and how that relates to teamwork.
What we'll do is we'll play a video that's just amazing as Laurie shares some of these things about how geese work together.
That's right.
And you'll really enjoy this. You know, a call to marketplace ministry requires leadership and teamwork. You'll be working with other people, and being a team player is a prerequisite to becoming a great leader. Well, what does it mean to be a team player? Let's think about that a bit. Let's just share three things here. The first is based on those foundational scriptures that we shared, thinking of others' interests, not just our own. So you do what's best for the team. Sometimes, you know, you're required to do something that maybe isn't what your personal desire or like is. But in doing it for the team, I have just found in my personal experience that it always comes back to bless me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just part of the way God has arranged things in this incredible creation. And so, you know, sometimes there is sacrifice involved for the team, but in the end, you get rewarded. And number two, make sure that your personal goals reflect the team's goal. For example, oh gosh, let me think of back when I was a part of a ski team, way back in high school. And, you know, my personal goal was to be a great alpine ski racer. Yet, the team's goal was to win a championship, which meant that we had to excel in three different sports: alpine ski racing, Nordic ski racing, and Nordic ski jumping. And so my goal had to be more in line with the team's goal, ultimately meaning I had to learn how to cross country ski and Nordic jump and be part of that as well. So, and finally, you must be willing to listen. Listening is key, even in a leadership position. It's probably even more important
Mm-hmm.
that we learn to listen to others. There's nothing worse than a leader who thinks he knows everything or she knows everything, and you know is always talking and over talking the rest of the team. When you're on a team, you got to develop that skill to listen to all the other teammates. And not only that, it also implies that you got to be teachable. We listen to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, boy, Laurie, how many times do we sit around a table in a restaurant listening to our leaders share some wisdom and what it took to build our business?
It
And
was very helpful.
how
Yes.
much did we learn just by those times?
A lot.
And, you know, I just sit there and listen. And people would ask questions, and a lot of them were questions I would have asked. So those are three things that are really important. So a couple of questions to finish up, and also one more great example to share with you. Think of a time when you saw teamwork achieve something great. Now, for guys, a lot of times it's sports, and that's going to be my example. You know, Laurie, for gals, sometimes it might be something different.
Well, all I know is the business that we started, we had amazing mentors, and they were very dedicated to mentoring and training and teaching us and really going out of their way. And ultimately, of course, that was for their best interest. But at the time, I mean, there was a lot of lost sleep, a lot of lost time where they could have just kind of kicked back. But boy, we just fell in love with their work ethic. We learned so much about that aspect of teamwork, just literally laying down your life for somebody else to help them succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, what did you notice when in what you're thinking of when you saw a team achieve something great? Well, here's my example for all you baseball fans out there. This is back in 2004, and this is a gravestone, and it reads, "Here lies the 2004 Boston Red Sox, born Thanksgiving 2003, died October 2004. The idiots didn't even knew what hit him. They're all angels now." Well, this, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in 2004, well, let me start with this. In 2003, the Red Sox were in the American League Championship, the winner of that moving on to the World Series, and they were playing the Yankees. And the Yankees beat the Red Sox in Game 7 to move on to the World Series. So once again, what had become to be known as the curse of the Bambino led to more than 80 years of misery for Boston Red Sox fans. And, you know, if you don't understand that, it all started when the Red Sox traded Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees in 1920. At the time, Babe Ruth, also known as the Bambino, was one of baseball's greatest hitters, and he'd helped the Red Sox win a World Series in 1918. But the Red Sox had not won a series since 1918, and they blamed it on the fact that they traded Babe Ruth to the Yankees. So here we are in 2004. The two teams are meeting again in the American League Championship Best of 7 series. The Yankees won the first 3 games. They blew the Sox out 19-8 in Game 3 at Fenway Park. And in baseball, in the whole history of the sport, no team had ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. And so the next day, the headlines declared the Sox dead, and this gravestone was part of that. So anyways, of course, it's a 7-game series. So Game 4 at Fenway Park, yep, the Yankees were leading the Red Sox in the bottom of the 9th inning, 4-3. So teamwork. Kevin Millar was a leadoff walk, so he took a walk to first base for the Red Sox. And what they did is they put Dave Roberts in to pinch run. What that means is he was basically a substitute for Kevin Millar, and he went to first base. They put him in the game because he was a good runner. And sure enough, Dave Roberts steals second base, putting him in scoring position. Well, then Bill Mueller singles to score Roberts, tying the game and sending it into extra innings. What happens next is baseball history. And instead of telling you, I'll
Ortiz into deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight. A 5-hour, 2-minute game, and worth every second of it for the Boston Red Sox. And these fans who stayed here at Fenway Park. Four huge outs picked up by Lezcanic. A leadoff hit by Ramirez, and David Ortiz sends everybody home just over 5 hours after it began.
The Yankees had been pitching him inside all night. He finally connected. A guy who won the division series against the Anaheim Angels wins this game here tonight.
He took that one the opposite way over the Green Monster, and this one he pulled to right. And this ALCS will live on for Game 5 later tonight. A final of 6-4 Boston in 12 innings.
I will never forget that game, that's for sure. Now, they had won 1 game out of 7. The Yankees won 3. Well, guess, as you might know, they came back to win the next 3 games, win the American League Championship. Never been done. And then they met the St. Louis Cardinals in the World Series, and they swept them 4-0. So again, teamwork is so key, especially when we're called to marketplace ministry. So, second question, have you ever seen an example of someone's dream change because they participated in teamwork? In other words, you have a dream, but because of the team you find yourself on, something happens and your dream gets changed, but it turns out to be an awesome thing. Mm-hmm. I mentioned skiing earlier. That same high school team, you know, I had never cross-country skied or Nordic jumped, but I was a really good alpine ski racer. And, you know, I thought that's what I was going to do. And what I found out was that to win a championship in high school, your team needed to be good at all 3. And so our coach really pushed us hard in Nordic skiing, which was not fun. I don't like to run, and it's basically running on snow, in my opinion. And in fact, for fall training, he made us run like 8 miles and 16 miles. That's why I don't like to run to this very day. And all I want to do is, you know, ski race on the ski hill. I wanted to be a great alpine ski racer. But you know what? I understood that, you know, the team came first. It was a life lesson for me. I didn't get it at first. But one of the things that helped me was when he announced who was going to be on the A team and B team for the first alpine ski race, and I didn't make either one. I was devastated. That's a whole nother story because I actually did get to race, and maybe I'll use that as an example at another time. But I decided to go ahead and commit to doing the best I could at cross-country skiing, Nordic skiing, and Nordic jumping. Well, it turns out after 3 years of high school, I ended up winning the entire league championship in cross-country skiing, and I did really well in Nordic jumping and did well enough in the alpine to win a coveted title of ski meister, which was big back in the day. Mm-hmm. And so it was all because, you know, my dream in the beginning changed. But it was teamwork that enabled me to experience personal success that I would have never experienced if I held on to my dream. Mm-hmm. So you can probably think of examples similar to that. Mm-hmm. You know, have you seen it work in your own life? Just some things to think about. Another question. Is there someone on your team that you can reach out to today? Is there someone that needs that encouragement? Maybe they're in the lead right now, but it's time for you to take a leadership role. Or maybe you've been leading and it's time to let them take that leadership role. Mm-hmm. You know, Henry Ford, I love what he says. He says, coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is a process. And boy, is it, getting to know each other and mm-hmm. Each other's strengths and weaknesses and personalities. Mm-hmm. But working together is success. So that's today's show. We hope you enjoyed it. We thought it would be fun. And every week, you know, we ask this question, are you ready to serve God, change lives, and earn income? And that's why we're here. That's why we do these shows. You know, this free weekly training, it's live every Wednesday at 3:30. We just offer our biblical insights for those called to marketplace ministry. And there's some perks for registering. You know, you get the weekly reminder when we go live. I sure need that. You get show notes from each training, and there's a CBO Facebook group for encouragement you can become part of. And for a limited time, we're offering our Money is Power foundational teaching. It's so important to understand money from a biblical point of view, which this is only available to paid members usually, but we're offering it free for a limited time. Just join the Facebook group and you can access it there. So,
All right.
it's that
We have a winner every week.
time. We do, and this week's winner is...
Terry Fong from Los Angeles,
Terry.
California.
Oh, I had the privilege of meeting Terry over the phone. Great guy out in California.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Terry.
Came to the United States from Vietnam. His mom was a single mom. Great guy. Well, he's fairly new to CBO, so congratulations. You've won an annual membership to Team Life, and we'll get you the details on how you can request your membership. Congratulations, Terry.
That's right.
So, I'm about ready to lose my voice here, if you can't tell. I get excited about the Red Sox. What can I say?
And skiing.
I will never forget
I get
that
excited
game.
about the geese. I want to do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome to fly with the geese? I don't know how they did that. That's just amazing.
I didn't know they flew that fast.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what? They're great videos. We'll obviously they're going to be in the recording of this training, but
Right.
in the show notes we'll put the links to those. They're both on YouTube,
Yep.
so you can watch them without having to go through everything. So, anyways, hey.
God bless you.
God bless. We'll continue this series on leadership and teamwork next week.
So we'll see you then.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You do seem a little out of it. I thought I was out of it. I'm going to run into Tim.